All right, good morning from the so far out west they call it the east again. I think I solved the problem from the previous video where all that was showing was, I guess, what was in my Google Chrome window. And so I think if I have it on display capture instead of window capture here in OBS, what I should be able to do, at least from the testing this worked, is I can have the teams and the players up on the screen. And so I decided last video, though I didn't mention it, that what I'll start doing for games that I'll show from this, and I've done it with previous projects, is basically whatever team is winning, as long as they keep on winning, I keep on showing games featuring that team. So it's just, I don't know, it just kind of gives me some rhyme or reason for doing this. So Boston, they won the last game that I had on this channel, and I mean, odds are in favor that after this one they will keep winning, but they're up against Ottawa here. This is actually game number 255 in the schedule. I skipped ahead. I was eager to play Chicago, Vancouver last night, and this morning I played Toronto, Tampa Bay. So this it's actually like 255 that I'm playing in this game 258 for what that's worth. In real life, this was a close one. Boston just eking one out against Ottawa 3-2. Um, Looks like, yeah, Ottawa. Bradshaw made it close there in the third period with just his second goal. In my replay, he's got 8. I like looking at little disparities like that. Or does he have 8? No, he has 7. So 7 and 8 assists for 15 points. Ottawa Senators, led by Jamie Baker right now with 17 points. Leading the team in points, scoring, and for goals. It would actually be Shaw. So that's been a theme in this replay. Defensemen scoring a lot of goals and leading their team in goal scoring. For Boston, that's not the case. It's Dmitry Kvartalnov. Depending on the announcer, commentator from back in the early 90s, how they would say his name. I think it was Kvartalnov. I think that's either how I heard it said by some friends or how announcers would have said it back then. Maybe I'll try that today in this video. But yeah, the Boston Bruins led by Adam Oates with 39 points, 29 assists, would also his assists alone, he'd be in the team lead. For points in a lot of teams. Ray Bork's having a good year. Juno doing pretty well in his rookie campaign here. And Steve Leach probably overachieving, as is Dave Poulin, I would imagine. But again, this is the order that they finished in scoring in real life, though some of them would have missed time. So, getting to the game, I guess getting to ice level or whatever. Yeah, let's go and do that now. So, again, we have Boston on the road and Ottawa at home, and we'll shuffle and drop the puck. Okay, so it's going to be the Senators with the first possession. I'm assuming Boston's team defense, though. Yeah, they've got coverage. So Queen of Diamonds is insufficient to penetrate the Bruins' blue line, but it is the Sens maintaining possession into the second sequence. We're King 4. Yeah, that's not even good enough for Bradshaw. Needs at least a 6 to a 10. So we were 5 minutes in with a little nothing really in the way of action. But 9-10, here comes the Bruins the other way now, just that I've said that. That is Don Sweeney, who does have a lot of assists this season. Sweeney feeds it to the ace, and that is going to be our first goal of the game. It is Adam Oates scoring from Don Sweeney, and secondary assist goes to the two of diamonds, which looking here, that is Joe Juno with point number 22. So Juno, give him the assist. 15 on the season now for him, Juno, and Don Sweeney, and you can hear my wife playing with the dog. Adam Oates' 40th point here in the campaign. Let me see here. So 5-2. So that's basically a dead sequence for Tampa Bay. 10 minutes in, 6-6. I don't think so. Or sorry, Tampa Bay. I've probably said Tampa Bay like 3 times now. I have Tampa Bay on the mind. I just played that expansion 93 franchise this morning. It is Ottawa. Sorry. So that's at least one misspeak. Now, Boston, for as formidable a team as they are, they need either an ace or a 10 to set up anybody with a chance to score when it's a team player drawn. So let's see, it's Jack 10 here for the Senators, back the other way, 10-2. So misfiring there for the Senators was Mike Peluso. So we have one more sequence to go here in the opening 20, and it's the Bruins again with possession, but Jack for Dmitry Kvartalnov needs a 5-10. So after one period of play, it is just 1-0 Boston. Into the second period now. And you see I did that in 2 minutes, and that was while I was talking, so you can actually replay a period in less than that. King 3, Joe Juno, glad I double-checked, so that is Juno feeding inside the Jack, let's see, before the shot. Steve Leach looking for, I think, goal number 11 in the season. I think 5 is all he needs. Leach scores. Let's double check that there. Leach from, again, yeah, Leach from, that was Juneau, right? Leach from Juneau, yep. Leach from Juneau. It's 2-0 Boston here. Jack of Diamonds with a secondary assist is Steve Hines. So a couple of Steves. Leach up to 20 points now in the season. Steve Hines with his first assist of the campaign, and Joe Juneau here has assisted on both goals in this game. 2-0 Boston. I'm going to do this later, actually. I'm not going to update it in the penalty box. I'll just provide a link. It was overkill, I think, when I did it previously, if this isn't overkill already. So Jack 9 here for Boston. That is Kvartalov 9. He feeds it through to 5. 5 in the shot. Let's check and see. I don't think so. But Ted Donato, I stand corrected. Ted Donato scores. This is why Boston keeps winning. So Donato with the goal, and Kvartalov with the assist, and 9 of diamonds for Boston is Dave Reed. So we'll give Reed the assist. He's up to 10 now, 10 assists and 12 points on the season. Dmitry Kvartalov, that's 11 and 23 for him. And Ted Donato with goal number 7. Pretty outstanding he's been so far in this season replay. So 5 minutes into the second, it is now 3-0 Boston. All Boston here in period 2. But as I say that, this is Ottawa breaking through. It is Brad Shaw sending it to Mike Peluso. Peluso with a jack, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be handled pretty easily by Moog or Lemelin. Let me check here. I was so eager to get into this and felt that I'd already been talking too long for a couple minutes there. Moog and Sidorkiewicz are the starters in this game. So Moog, looking at the card here for him, Kings and Queen of Hearts. So he'll be able to stop the jack. The Kings and Queen of Hearts, that's what will actually score against him. For the face cards. 4 and 5, so that's just going to be another dead sequence. We're just over halfway through regulation now. We're the 8-7, double checking for the Senators, because it is the Senators where Neil Brady is unable to find anyone in scoring position. But the Joker, this is going to be Norm McIver. Norm McIver with a 3. I think he needs at least a 4, no 5. So that is another played out sequence. 6, that's 15 minutes into period 2, up to 17 and a half minutes now. Where the 2, 7, and 8, oh yeah, again, ace and 10 for a team play for Boston. So they head off in a change. And ace and queen, which again, that's not going to, at Boston, you need a king of diamonds. So after 2 periods of play, Boston with a couple of goals there early. So it's 3-0 Bruins after 2. And that could be my wife drying her hair in the background. Sorry, she's getting ready to head out. And yes, Green Apartments, not really much for soundproofing. So, yeah. So, let's see here. 5, kicking things off for period 3, 5 and 3. That is no can do in the sequence. And same thing, 2 and 6. We already saw Boston needs an 8 and 10. So, a lot of team players coming up from the bench, but the ace, that will work. Ace and 10 is what I meant to say. So, deck of cards correcting another misspeak. Or no, wait, sorry, 2. So, ace is the team player, so 9. No, I stand corrected once again there. That is actually not going to be played through for Boston. But here's Adam Oates with the puck now. Oates with the 7 to a 3. I think that's Oates again. 3 and 9, double checking. No, David Shaw with the goal. Oates will set him up, though. David Shaw from Adam Oates, and King of Hearts for Boston. If there's any player corresponding to that assist, there is not. Neely stops the Queen, so that is a 1 assist goal. Adam Oates with assist number 30, and David Shaw scoring. So Shaw now with more goals than assists, and Shaw is a defenseman. 10 minutes to go here. 4-0. I'm not going to say it for Boston, but we have 8 and 8. That should be another successful start of the sequence there. Steve Leach looking for an assist to go with this goal. He feeds it to Oates, but the blackjack, that will be stopped automatically by Sidorkiewicz, because blackjacks correspond to injuries. But I've said this before in other videos, I'm not injuring anybody. Now, I should double check Ottawa's sequence here. Kings and Red, team defense is what I meant to say there. Kings and Red Queens. So that will be played through. 5 minutes to go here. 8 and 3 for the Ottawa Senators. So, I mean, they're already down by 4 goals. They're probably not even going to pull Peter Sidorkiewicz. But here in the final sequence, it's academic at this point. But Queen, so that is Jamie Baker, team leader in point scoring, as I showed earlier. Baker, feet, oh my goodness, Moog's shutout is snapped at the last second. Bob Kudelski, that is Bob Kudelski scoring from Jamie Baker. We said started off that sequence, and the 4 of diamonds is Bradshaw. So Shaw's getting involved here. I'm not sure if Brad and David were related, but Shaw's getting involved here in the scoring. Some Shaws are. So that would be Bradshaw with the secondary, Jamie Baker with assist number 12 up to point number 18 in the campaign, and that was Bob Kudelski with the goal. Still 4-1 is your final score here. Boston maintaining their YouTube championship title with their sound 4-1 defeat here of Ottawa. So in the standings, I'll update the standings, I guess, and also what I do as well is, so that's going to be Boston. I'll double check, but Boston 4, Ottawa 1 is what it should amount to. So Ottawa came into this with 56 goals in the season. They, oh no, that's right. They didn't come into it with 56, so they scored 1 goal there. I was so worried about like a missing goal or something like that. So they're up to 56 now, and then let's say 93. And if it's correct, so 79, Boston should be at 83. They are. Good. Phew. I have it correct for about 21 of 24 teams, I want to say. Boston in just game number 19, though. Look at this now. They've crossed. I'm glad that I'm updating this in camera, I guess, just to report that they're the first team in this replay to cross the 30-point threshold. So obviously it's still pretty early in the season. But yeah, that was Boston with a 4-1 win on the road there against the Ottawa Senators. I guess another thing I could do here after updating the standings is look ahead to, and I'll update Moog and Sidorkiewicz later for their numbers. You can look heading into this. Moog was, let me see here again, my wife's talking to the dog, 10-2-1 with a 253 goals against average. Sidorkiewicz, again, he's playing for the Senators, 4-12-2 and 381. So that's subject to some change. Sidorkiewicz will stay pretty similar, allowing 4 goals with a 381 average this far into the season. Moog will probably dip down in a good way for him by a little bit. So Boston in real life 12-5-2 at this point. They're just killing it in my replay. And what's they going to do? Yeah, let's look. So Boston next on their schedule. Here I am in Hockey Reference. Schedule and results should show it. And after they played the Senators on November 23rd, they're up against the Capitals on the 25th. That matchup could be a little interesting. And then you've got the Battle of New England with Boston with a home and home against the Hartford Whalers. So this should be the next game that I show will be the Bruins against the Washington Capitals. In the meantime, anytime, any consideration that you give to anything like this, while it's never expected, it's much appreciated. Have a great day and enjoy your own games. And bye for now.